operator of the limo company involved in the deadly 2018 Schoharie limo crash, sentenced today to, as you just heard, an indeterminate term of 5 to 15 years in prison.
The sentencing for Nauman Hussain comes more than 4 years after the crash, which killed 20 people.
Hussain was remanded to the Schoharie County Jail following the sentencing. He's been in prison for the past 2 weeks after the jury convicted him of 20 counts of manslaughter.
We have team coverage of Hussain's sentencing. Trishna Begum has reaction from families of the victims who have been waiting years for this date they thought might never come.
Going to begin with News 10 ABC Skylar Eagle, who has been covering the trial from the start. She's got more details now from Schoharie County Court. Skylar?
John, Lydia, that 5 to 15 year sentence will be served concurrently. That means Hussain could spend the maximum 15 years in prison for all 20 counts of manslaughter. He was convicted of second-degree manslaughter just 2 weeks ago today.
It is the judgment of this court that the defendant be sentenced to an indeterminate term of imprisonment with a maximum of 15 years and a minimum of 5 years.
Hussain is the operator of the limo company involved in the 2018 Schoharie limo crash that killed 20 people. His sentencing follows a long-awaited trial for families of these victims who've been waiting nearly 5 years for answers, those families pledging today to be at every parole hearing. The trial coming to a close much quicker than expected. Special District Attorney Fred Wrench says the case was complex, but the root issue was Hussain's disregard for commercial vehicle regulations.
He failed to do so, although he knew these regulations. He knew of the regulations and that they applied to him. He failed to abide by them, he failed to follow them, and this crash occurred as a result of that.
Hussain's defense attorney Lee Kinlan, reflecting on the trial, thanked the families in this case.
What stands out to me about this case is the amount of support and involvement from the victims and their families, and just the state police. This has been really a team effort to get it to this point.
Kinlan already applied for bail pending appeal while he works on appealing the verdict in this trial. Maybe
we'll get him out over the next few weeks, but now we're going to work on the appeal as quickly as possible to get it filed and to have it heard. But even that, even if we're going as fast as we can, it's going to take a couple months.
I saw no problem with the prosecution. However, the defense team is very capable. They will come up with something.
The story of the crash victims is not yet over. Families meeting just yesterday with the FBI to discuss the agency's possible role in this tragedy.
We heard things we hadn't heard before as far as what their process was, their procedures were, so that we wouldn't know about. So in a sense, I think all the families feel better. I'm not saying we feel like we've gotten the full story yet, so we might pursue that still. I mean, I know I would like to.
And for families sitting in that courtroom throughout the trial, certainly many of them in the courtroom today, emotions were high. Many of them coming out of court today calling this sentencing a step towards justice. And as we follow that appeals process, we'll be sure to bring you the very latest on air and online. For now, live in Schoharie, Skylar Eagle, News 10 ABC.